Hey everybody, it's Teacher Will, back with another insight video. What is insight? Insight, the definition means a deeper appreciation for something or someone. And our next featured guest definitely wants to share their insight, their perspective with you. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. This is the place where you and I believe, we learn together. And if you're new, again, welcome. Click on that subscribe button and hit the bell notification so that when I drop a video, you're aware of it. All right? So get ready, get set, because you're in store for an insight. I asked this person a series of questions, so let's see how they do. Are you ready? Get set. Here comes the insight.
Hey Teacher Will, thanks for inviting me to do this insight video. My name is Michael, and I'm an English teacher from New York City. How would I describe New York? New York City is a very vibrant, lively, exciting city, very multicultural, great food, great museums, so much excitement, and really a high energy. My favorite day of the week is every day. I know that a lot of people hate Monday, love Friday, but for me, I enjoy every single day, so I don't really have a favorite. Okay, my favorite movie is Casablanca. That's a 1940 or 1941 film, very classic movie with Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman. And it's a love story, but it doesn't have a happy ending like most Hollywood movies. And yeah, it's a great film. So if you haven't seen Casablanca, I totally recommend it. I guess I'd have to say that my favorite food is pizza. Um, I don't know, I'm a New Yorker. Pizza's a famous food here. And yeah, I guess it's pizza or pasta. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, if I could live anywhere else in the world for 1 year, I would probably like to go back to Sendai, Japan. That's where I lived in the 1990s as an English teacher, and yeah, it was a great place, that's for sure. Sendai no minasan, boku no koto oboite imasu ka? Oh, if I could have a superpower, I guess I'd like to have a superpower that I could go from one place to another place instantly. Because when I travel, I'm really tired of traveling for a long time in an airplane. So if I decided to go to Paris, for example, and I could just have the superpower that now I'm in New York, now I'm in Paris. That would be awesome. One person I'd like to meet, you didn't say right now, living or dead or anything, so I'm going to gamble that it's okay to say I would like to meet Bach, the composer, J.S. Bach, because I'm a musician too, and he's one of my musical heroes. Yeah, I think English is an important language because it's the language that people use when they communicate with each other and, you know, in business, in social situations, internationally. So English is the international language, and that's why I think people should learn that. Yeah, my favorite English words: enjoy life every day and have fun. That's the key to happiness in life. My favorite idiom. My favorite idiom. Let's see, I live in New York, so I guess a lot of things in New York are a pain in the neck. A pain in the neck, really bothersome or troublesome, especially the subways on the weekend. What else do I like as an idiom? A cup of joe. I love drinking coffee, and a cup of joe is an idiom for a cup of coffee. Actually, I became a music teacher in the early 1980s, and then I started teaching English in Japan in the 1990s. And why did I become a teacher? I guess because it's in my DNA to help people, and I enjoy it. I really enjoy helping people learn something. And these days, what I'm helping people learn is language. And yeah, that's why, because I enjoy doing it. Okay, so what skills do you need to be a teacher? First of all, you have to be a good listener. because teaching language, you're working with students, you have to really get into the groove of using your ears to understand what your students are trying to say, even though they might not have all the vocabulary or the grammar to say it as a native speaker would. So I think the listening skill is really, really important for a teacher. And you have to have patience. You have to have patience because learners don't work as quickly as you do doing that, no matter what you're teaching. So you have to have patience to help the student along, to encourage them. That's another skill that's needed. And I think if you do those things, you're going to be a great teacher. I think if you want to open your own school these days in the 21st century, you need to have a social media presence because that helps you establish credibility with potential students, and it also helps show your teaching skills and your teaching abilities. Okay, so shyness is definitely an issue, and the best way to overcome that is to speak a lot. And you can do that, of course, in a conversation, but you can also do that at home. So you walk around your house and you use your internal thinking in English. So, for example, when you wake up in the morning, open up the refrigerator and say, wow, what am I going to have for breakfast today? Maybe I'll cook some eggs. And the words come out of your mouth. And the more that the words come out of your mouth, the more comfortable and confident you will be to use English. And having confidence is the best way to beat shyness. Okay, tips to improve spelling. Teacher Will, that's a tough question for me because my spelling is terrible, as most people can see by the mistakes that I make in typing. But if you do want to improve your spelling of English, because I know English words are spelled differently than they're pronounced, you got to practice. You got to write sentences with your vocabulary and just keep practicing and writing and writing and writing. And say the spelling out loud. That's also helpful. I think we did that when I was a kid learning spelling. Oh, the old accuracy versus fluency. Accuracy versus fluency. So I think you need to have a good balance between them, but it depends on where you're at. If you're at the beginner level, I think really fluency is a little bit more, or needs a little bit more attention, because if you focus too much on being accurate, you're not going to have fluency. You're going to hesitate when you speak, and you don't want to do that. So fluency is probably a better way to think than being accuracy. To be honest, and you might think this is weird because I'm an English teacher, but it doesn't matter if you make mistakes as long as we can understand what you're saying. So speaking a lot is much better than being shy and not speaking because you're afraid to make a mistake. Remember, your last mistake is your best teacher. Social media is great for helping people learn English. When I started studying Japanese in the late 80s, early 1990s, there was no social media. There was no internet. All I had were books and cassettes and CDs. Now you've got a lot of social media. There's great teachers online like Ask Teacher Will. There's YouTube. There's Instagram. There are so many opportunities in social media for you to connect with English teachers and other English speakers and learners. So yeah, it's awesome. What have I learned about myself by being on social media? I guess I've learned that I don't mind putting my face out there. I don't know, maybe I'm an actor at heart. Maybe that's what I've learned about myself. Yeah. Is there anything that I do like or don't like? Well, I already said what I do like about social media. What I don't like about social media is that sometimes people use social media to judge themselves. So you look at somebody else's Facebook post or Instagram post and you think, wow, their life is so much better than my life. I wish my life was like that. But actually, people usually put just the best parts of their life on social media, and it gives us the illusion that they're doing better than we are. So don't compare yourself to other people on social media. And if you are a teacher and you're posting things on social media, don't worry about negative comments, because there's always going to be people leaving negative comments, and it doesn't matter. What kind of videos do I want to make that I haven't done yet? So I'd really like to do some interviews, live interviews with people on the street. And in addition to that, I'd like to do some videos like, I go into a coffee shop and I order a coffee so people can see how we really use English in a natural way. How would I describe Teacher Will? Teacher Will is a great guy. He's a very generous guy, and he seems very passionate about teaching and also passionate about sharing things like this video. And he grew up really near New York and New Jersey, and that makes him also a cool guy. I guess insight is a deeper look at something. So like in this video, you can get a little bit of a deeper look at me. Maybe you wouldn't have a chance to hear my thoughts on these things in another place. And so when you have insight on something, you have a deeper understanding and a deeper knowledge of that thing. Yes, I do have some parting words. For all the English learners out there, my best advice to you is try to read something, try to write something, try to speak something, and listen to something in English every day. Reading, writing, speaking, listening, those are the 4 skills. And if you try doing that a little bit each day, you're going to see your English really improving. All right, Teacher Will, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to do this Insight video. This was a great experience and a great learning experience for me, because I've never thought about some of these questions before. And we all do learn together and from each other. And that's a great thing, because perhaps you guys who are watching this, maybe you're an English learner, and maybe this video will help you to learn something. And when I work with my students and I'm giving English lessons here in New York, I learn a lot from them too. So the learning process is not one way, it's kind of a two-way street, and we all learn together, and that's a great theme and a great thing to think about. So thanks again, Teacher Will, for this great opportunity, and yeah, you guys have a great day. Catch you later.